Hi, I'm Erik Voss. We got a new trailer for Justice League, and it's packed with interesting, subtle details and great music choices and DCEU callbacks, but somehow still didn't give away any big twists. Like for real, when Clark said the ring, I half expected the camera to pan over to Hal Jordan saying, "You mean this ring?" I'm gonna run through all the things you might have missed, and if you're worried about knowing too much about the plot, some of my educated guesses might accidentally become spoilers. My insight can be too powerful sometimes. You've been warned. Let's get started.
I'll take that as a yes.
What?
The ring.
Hey, look, Justice League is finally showing us Superman in a trailer. Just kidding, he's still dead. This is a dream and we're all crying now. Actually, it's interesting that this third trailer began with Superman. Trailer 1 began with Batman, trailer 2 began with Wonder Woman, so this third and probably final trailer completes the DC Trinity. You probably noticed this reused shot of Lois dropping soil on Clark's casket from Batman vs. Superman, and Hans Zimmer's amazing score from Man of Steel. But the framing of these shots is also a direct parallel to the first time Lois met Clark in Man of Steel. Zack Snyder even confirmed he storyboarded the scene with this in mind. So the purpose of this is to make this scene even more dreamlike. Lois is envisioning a future with Clark that's really just a mirrored version of her memory of their first encounter. Also, the choice to put Clark in classic red flannel looks like an homage to the 1978 Superman. And maybe this is just me, but I feel like this imagery of Lois walking out on this front porch of a Midwestern farmhouse is also meant to evoke that iconic shot from Saving Private Ryan. In both cases, the woman is gradually realizing the worst possible news. I don't like feeling things. Let's move on.
The world remains in mourning after the death of Superman. Violence, acts of war, and terrorism are all on the rise.
I had a dream. It was the end of the world.
Okay, so as Lois wakes up from her dream and we get some audio and shots from the last trailer, we get this reaction shot of kids. I actually think this could be part of that robbery that we saw Wonder Woman fight off last trailer. And this boy on the left seems pretty happy. I wonder why. Also in this section, we see some shots of the conflict between Steppenwolf's forces and the Amazonians. And I'm guessing this could be connected to the part of the movie where Steppenwolf arrives and steals the mother box from Themyscira that we saw in the last trailer. By the way, we now know that Steppenwolf will be Darkseid's nephew in this movie instead of his uncle like he was in the comics. I actually think in this part of the trailer they're mixing shots from the earlier epic first invasion attempt in the ancient times with the Amazonians and the Atlanteans and man fighting against Darkseid's parademon army. And check out this shot. I'm guessing this guy is being transformed into a parademon. And yeah, this is all part of the fears that Bruce and Diana are probably having for Steppenwolf's new arrival. The evil plan being to terraform Earth and transform all of us into these parademons. And based off this guy's armor, he kind of looks like an ancient Roman soldier. He might also be an ancient Atlantean before their kingdom would have sunk underwater. Now, a separate cut of the trailer included different shots, including this one of an archer taking out a ship. Now check out those glowing arms. I feel like this could be one of the gods, maybe even the archer goddess Artemis. We actually know she was planned to appear in Justice League from those early set visits. And over all this, notice what Bruce says here.
I had a dream. It was the end of the world.
Now, Bruce is probably referring to his nightmare vision from Batman vs. Superman, the apocalyptic future of a terraformed Earth filled with parademons. And it sounds like he and Diana are gonna compare notes from past and future to prepare for this threat. Let's move on.
Invasion.
I think it's something more. Something darker.
So in this section, we start to hear the amazing song choice for this trailer, a cover of David Bowie's Heroes by Gang of Youths. Ever since Bowie's death in 2016, his music has resonated even more powerfully, almost like he's inspiring us from beyond the grave. And I think that makes these lyrics so perfect for this trailer, with these people having to step up to be heroes to carry the torch for their fallen icon. I also love this shot of a girl seeing the swarm of parademons coming out from this nuclear cooling tower. The scale of this shot frames this swarm as if it was a swarm of locusts, which does give off this ominous biblical tone with Bruce's end of the world line from before. Now, I'm not injecting random religious metaphors here. I'm just taking Zack Snyder's cue from the biblical references in Batman vs. Superman.
The devils don't come from hell beneath us, no. No, they come from the sky.
Now, Lex was referring to Superman there, but I think his warning about devils from the sky later applies to the real threat. In the Bible, a swarm of locusts was one of the plagues of Egypt in the Old Testament, but also one of the signs of the apocalypse in the book of Revelation. I saw a star fallen from the heaven to the earth, to him was given the key to a bottomless pit, yada yada, then out of the smoke locusts came upon the earth. The shape of the locust was like horses prepared for battle. I'm not trying to convert anyone, I'm just saying given Snyder's past allusions to Christian symbolism, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a connection between the biblical fallen star who releases warrior locusts to end the world and Steppenwolf and the parademons, who, by the way, come from a planet called Apocalypse. Okay, Sunday school dismissed, let's move on.
We're asking people we don't know to risk their lives.
Strong man as strong as alone. You ever heard that? That's not a saying. That's the opposite of what the saying is.
So this section checks in with the different Justice League members. Wonder Woman is standing atop Old Bailey. That's on the roof of the Central Criminal Court in London. It's a statue of Lady Justice with the Lady of Justice League. Yeah, we get it. I also like Cyborg's Cat's Cradle holo display here. Now, if you look closely, those are all memories from his football days. You can also see his football trophies and photos of him geared up behind him. I actually kind of hope we see Bruce using football analogies to try to convince Cyborg to be a team player. Okay, imagine this mother box is a football. Ah, screw it, I'm rich, I play polo. And I will say this trailer did seem a bit more lighthearted. We got a few smiles out of everyone and more banter between Bruce and Aquaman.
Strong man as strong as alone. You ever heard that? That's not a saying. That's the opposite of what the saying is.
Some of you have been suggesting that this tone, plus the brighter color grading in this footage, is a result of Joss Whedon taking over directing from Zack Snyder and turning this previously dark film into something more like the Avengers. Now, I will admit that this joke does sound a lot like Whedon's sense of humor, like you could imagine Tony Stark saying this line. But at the same time, it's not like the earlier trailers with Snyder's footage were totally without humor.
I've just pushed some people and run away.
Just like a bat. I dig it. Maybe temporary.
So I don't know. I take Affleck and the cast at their word when they said that the movie will be a blend of Whedon and Snyder's voices, rather than one director saving the project from the other. I mean, come on, high hopes for DC movies have never burned us before, right? Let's move on.
Divided. We are not enough. The world needs Superman.
Okay, some interesting shots in this section. This footage of the Batmobile in this major action sequence looks like it now has these purplish colored rock formations added to it. And notice how a lot of the shots shows these pieces moving organically. It looks like wherever this is, it is currently in the process of getting terraformed. There are also shots of Aquaman fighting Steppenwolf underwater in Atlantis. Now the extended cut of the trailer shows more of this fight, with Steppenwolf chucking his battle axe at him and more clearly headbutting him into the pillar. And we get an even better look at Steppenwolf's face in this one-on-one fight with Wonder Woman. I think the idea here is that we're gonna see each of the individual Justice League members fail against Steppenwolf when they fight him in single combat. Actually, Wonder Woman fighting Steppenwolf on this narrow walkway reminded me a lot of Gandalf fighting the Balrog in Lord of the Rings. Snyder has actually said that Peter Jackson's visual choices were a huge influence on him as a director. Actually, I'm surprised after seeing her in the past couple movies that Diana still hasn't screamed, "You shall not pass" yet. And then notice this shot of Cyborg. The floor beneath him is the same pattern as that shot of Steppenwolf's base last trailer, where he kept the mother box. So here it looks like Cyborg is retrieving that mother box, and I'm guessing that since his cybernetic body was created with the mother box, maybe he's the only one who can physically move it. All right, let's move on.
I made him a promise. This is why I brought you together. Ride ain't over yet.
My man.
I love this section. We get this 6-sword stomp flip from Wonder Woman because why bend over and reach down for a sword when you can do this? Way faster, and you get a great shot for the trailer. Also, notice the background behind Wonder Woman and Cyborg. That A-frame pattern is the same in the windows of Steppenwolf's base from last trailer. So rather than this being a large spacecraft like we assumed before, I think this is actually just a structure that's ground-based. And look at Steppenwolf as Cyborg blasts off. His eyes are glowing blue. The parademons also have glowing eyes, so maybe this is a state he goes into when he's operating the parademons like drones. And then we get this great shot of Cyborg catching Aquaman.
Ride ain't over yet.
My man.
And for those of you keeping track, this is the second Rick and Morty reference made in a Justice League trailer.
My man!
Back in Barry Allen's apartment, the clip from Rick and Summer's X Gon' Give It To Ya revenge training montage plays on one of the screens. Also, I think this clip completes what looks like an amazing sequence with Aquaman. It starts with that leap off the Batmobile in the first trailer, then moves on to this mid-air fight with parademons and Cyborg catching him here, and ends with that shot from trailer 2 with him surfing on the parademon's body back down to the ground. Damn, yeah dude, you earned that hair flip. Okay, let's move on to the next section. Okay, the only thing to point out here is that this big sequence involves some full team charge toward this warehouse-looking building. Now, I'm not sure if it's significant or it's something that they're just blasting through to get somewhere else, but notice how it has these cutout letters on the roof. From the reverse overhead angle, it looks like T-O-T-G-A. And earlier in the background, you can barely make out R-O-G-O-P. And combine all of that and it spells Totsgarogop. Gibberish! What am I doing with my life? Let's just move on to the final section, please.
Oh, awesome. As a bat signal, that's your, oh, sorry. That's your signal. That means we have to go now.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's so cool.
Okay, this trailer ends with another great fanboy moment from Barry Allen, but look closely at the Gotham City skyline there. Now that's no Totsgarogop, that's Ace Chemicals, the same chemical processing plant where Joker famously fell into one of the many uncovered chemical vats and discolored his skin and hair. Also, as seen in Suicide Squad, the same Ace Chemicals Joker swan dove into after doing the same to Harley Quinn. Ace, come on, just put some lids on those vats. I just like that the trailer included this Easter egg so it can be a nerd out moment, both for Barry Allen with the bat signal and for us nerds at home. In what ways do you think this trailer looks different from the footage that we've seen in previous trailers? Do you think Joss Whedon is changing the tone of the movie for the better? And what new character do you think Justice League is still hiding from us? Obviously, Superman will be returning, but who else should we expect? Green Lantern, Shazam, Darkseid himself, The Rock as Black Adam, or maybe that Ace Chemicals Easter egg means the Joker might drop in. I don't know how useful he'll be against Steppenwolf, but it could be fun to see him and Aquaman make fun of each other's tats. Damaged? Really? Comment down below with your predictions and thoughts on this trailer, and tweet me your thoughts directly at Erik Voss, or follow New Rockstars at New Rockstars for updates on our videos. Share this video and subscribe to New Rockstars for all of our Justice League and Deep Sea deep dives. And if you really like this channel, you can become part of our team by contributing to us on Patreon. Seriously, this ad nonsense from YouTube has been unfairly targeting our channel recently, and we're looking for ways to shift New Rockstars so that we're only responsible to you guys, and you can help us with Patreon. Big thanks to all of our donors, especially Alan Fleming. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.